This is a presentation of my final project for Computer Science 106, Spring 2025. In my state field for my website, which I made was a game, it is called Dice Race. In my state field, it has the initials, which the player inputs right here in this text box. It is a string. I have car stats, which is a data class of car stats. It's a data class name. I have the field inventory, which is a list of items that the player can get while they play the game. Speaking of the items, booster active, one of my items is a booster, and this is a bool that tells the game whether you have an active booster or not. You have opponents, an opponents field, which is a list, as you can see here, of all the opponents that you will be racing against and all of their car stats. You have races won and races lost, which are both integers. They keep track of how many you have won and how many you have lost, as well as the opponents, how many they have won and they have lost. If we jump down here, the leaderboard is a list which shows the wins and the name of the player, which the players will be added to this list at the end. This is predetermined, and so the wins that the opponents have will change depending on if they beat you or not, beat the user or not. And then we have car condition, which is an integer, which starts at 100, and as you race, you will lose car condition, which will affect some of these stats in the game and affect your win and your dice rolls. So let's get started. So first and foremost, let's say that you put in your full name and not your initials, even though it says player's initials, and you have to put 3 in. It will take you here where it says that your initials must be exactly 3 characters long. So let's say now you put in your initials, and it'll let you go to the next slide. So it'll tell you, let's choose a car, so you can choose a car. And here you will see your options. So first of all, we have a Camaro. Its speed is 8, its handling is 6, its nitro 7, and then you have an FRS and an E30. So these are just the stats that that will affect your dice rolls later. And so you just pick one for now. Let's say FRS for now. So your next page will show your car. It'll list what your car is, it'll list the condition of your car, you will always start at 100%, and it'll show your inventory, which right now I have no items in my inventory, so it's displaying that I have no items. And then I added images of each car. And so you can now choose to go to your inventory, or you can review your race opponent. And so let's say the user chooses to go to the inventory. It'll show how many repair kits you have, which is 0 right now, and it'll display no repair kits. And then the same thing with boosters. And so from here you can go to your review race opponent. So I added that feature. I thought it would be really nice if you could easily review opponents. And from here you can even go to the inventory. So if you realize that, while you're reviewing your opponent, he has speed 10 and handling 10, he might beat you, and you have a speed booster, you can come in here and later you'll be able to use a speed booster to try and beat him or one of the other opponents. So again, when you come into this is the review race opponent page, it'll display the opponent's name, their car, it'll display the stats that they have, which is speed, handling, and nitro, and it'll display your car condition for now, because again, that's a really key stat for when you're going into the race. I thought that displaying your car condition would help in case you notice that's rather low and you want to come back in here and use a repair kit to boost that up. And so these are also predetermined based off of an old media. And then you come into your race page, and I added a reference to cars in here. There's a lot of references to media in here, including the opponent's names, like I just said. So you will roll. Obviously, rand int was imported, so it'll roll for you. So here I rolled a 5, and I have a speed 6, and so my total speed was 30, and my opponent rolled a 2, and their speed was 10. So they multiply together, and I I win this race. And so you'll come back to the garage after, and you'll notice that if I go to my inventory, it even says it right here, that I have a repair kit. And so when you win a race, you get a repair kit, and when you lose a race, you get a booster, because when you lose a race, hopefully you can use the booster to win the next one. So I thought that that would be a nice feature. And additionally, if you go over, I think if your dice roll comes out to be greater than 20 is what it is, then your car condition will deteriorate by 10%. But if it's under 20, regardless of whether you win or lose, then it'll only deteriorate by 5. Because I thought if you're pushing your car harder, kind of a little more realistic, that you would lose more condition of your car. And so this is the next opponent you get to race against. Again, media references. And it'll give their speed and their handling and their nitro, and it'll give your car condition. So I'm going to start the race. Again, I rolled a 30, but they rolled a 32, or they got a 32. They rolled a 4. And so their total speed was 32. And so we lost the race, and so we should get, like it says, a speed booster. And so I can go to my inventory, and then I can use a speed booster, and it'll say you activated your booster, so you can come in here and then review your race opponent for the next one. So he has a speed 7 and a handling 12, and so I'm going to come in and race, and since I used a speed booster, depending on my nitro stat, it comes into play there, and that's how much your booster affects your total roll. So I tried to make it a little more even. The cars that had faster speeds have lower nitro stats and usually lower handling, and so that'll affect your speed as well. And so I still only rolled a 40, and they beat me because they rolled a 6. And so it'll display a little message depending on how many wins you won. I only won 1. This is the final results page. And then it'll display your car condition, and then you can view the leaderboard, and as you can see, I got 1 win. So I'm right here with them, and the player will always be above, if they have the same wins, they will always be above the other players. And so usually CISC will be at the bottom, and Bunta will be above him, and Ryosuke will be above him, because of this predetermined leaderboard, but depending on whether they win or lose, obviously their wins will change, and you will be placed among them. And so then you can go to next series, and you can race again. And so it'll come back in, assuming you put your initials back in, the same ones. As you can see, I still have the same car, still have the same condition, and so you can keep racing, and you can continue to collect, wins and whatever you want to do. So obviously I still have my inventory and all that, and my car condition is here. The more your car deteriorates, it'll affect the handling of your car. That's where the handling stat comes in. And so if I race just a few more times, let's say I just go through here, and I go to the series again, and I come back in. So I'm at 45%. So if my handling starts to deteriorate more and more, then my speed will be affected as well. See if it actually affects my speed here in a second. Should be dropping my speed. Yeah. Oh, didn't even notice. So so I have speed 6 and I rolled a 2, which means that technically I should have rolled a 12 altogether since I wasn't using a booster. But as you can see, my total speed was 7, so I'm losing 5 speed because my car condition is affecting my handling. And if your handling drops below, I think it's 5, then you'll lose 5 speed. And so that's also a big a decision you need to make when you first choose your car. So the Camaro has a lower handling, so you really want to keep the condition of that car up. And so we can go back in and we can see how these work. So I have 5 boosters and 5 repair kits. So when I use a repair kit, it repairs my car by 20%. So as you can see, it's going up and up. And so as that goes back up, if I go back in, or back to a normal handling stat, so my handling is above 5, so I'm not losing speed anymore. So 4 times 6 is 24, and I still lost the race, doesn't matter. But that's how the repair kits and the handling stat are coming into effect when you're racing. And I can go back in here, like I said, and use a speed booster, and still lose the race regardless. These are tough races. I really wanted to make them a bit more difficult to play, so that you're not winning continuously over and over. But that is my game.